So firstly, we're going to look at the commutative law of multiplication. Commute is like when you're trying to get somewhere, and that just means you're moving the numbers around. So A times B is equal to B times A. A and B can be any numbers. It's just the idea that if you move the order of A and B, the product will still be the same. So if A was 1 and B was 2, then we could say that 1 times 2 is equal to 2 times 1. And logically we can prove this because we know that 1 times 2 is equal to 2 and that 2 times 1 is also equal to 2. So well done. Now we're going to look at an example of this commutative law of multiplication. The example we're going to look at is 3 times 2. We know that 3 times 2 is equal to 2 times 3 due to the commutative law of multiplication. We can understand this because 3 times 2 means 3 lots of 2, which can also be represented as 2 plus 2 plus 2, which we know is equal to 6. In the same way, 2 times 3 could be seen as 2 lots of 3, which can be presented as 3 plus 3, which is also equal to 6. And this illustrates the commutative law of multiplication. The commutative law of multiplication, having that grounded base knowledge, will help us later with the commutative law of percentages. Now we'll be moving on to the commutative law of percentages, which is a really helpful way to do percentages in your head. This is the idea that A% of B equals B% of A. So if you're given a percentage question like 75% of 20, you can switch A% of B to be B% of A to make 20% of 75, because this is a less challenging percentage to work out and is more comfortable for people who are more familiar with 10%, because there are two 10% in 20, so all we need to do to work out 10% is divide 75 by 10, which gives us 7.5. So we know that 10% of 75 is 7.5, and to get 20% we just times this by 2, which is equal to 15. So 20% of 75 is equal to 15. And we know that 20% of 75 is equal to 75% of 20. So 75% of 20 is equal to 15. So well done. So now we're going to look again at another percentage question which would be benefited by the law of commutativity. 16% of 50 is saying the same as 50% of 16. We know when we're trying to work out 50% of something, we just need to divide it by 2 because we're asking what half is equal to. 16 divided by 2 is equal to 8. So therefore 50% of 16 is equal to 8, and equally 16% of 50 is equal to 8. So the commutative law of percentages has made that much easier for us to work out. So well done.